Hello, my name is Austin Shadle, and welcome back to the Life Endurance Podcast, where we explore methods of unlocking your true potential in the greatest endurance race we all partake in, life. I think today's topic matches up perfectly with the previous episode about taking massive action. Today we're going to talk about how in many cases, you just don't know without experience. The world is very complicated and overwhelming. There's a million different career paths you can take. We're able to live anywhere in the world with modern technology and transportation, and there's 8 billion people in the world, making dating and social activities overwhelming to consider. It is genuinely difficult and stressful to be young and finding your path. It's easy to overthink everything and sit in a state of paralysis rather than advancing forward. Constantly stressed about taking the wrong next step, like trying a new job you might not like, or dating with no guarantee it'll work out. While it might not be a comfortable fact, there are many aspects of life you can't assess without experience. You must enter a mindset with a focus of simply experiencing new things, meeting new people, trying new activities and jobs. It can be intimidating, but the key is to consider every step you take as progress, even if it doesn't work out. Here's a couple personal examples. My career has definitely reflected this concept. I was fortunate to discover a passion for engineering early on in high school. It was never really a question what major I would go into for college, but my path didn't quite go where I expected. Going into college, I thought I'd become a design engineer, likely doing 3D modeling as my career. My first internship after freshman year was exactly that. I spent 40 hours a week, every week, working in a 3D modeling program. And by the end of the summer, I discovered I did not want to spend my life working 40 hours a week, every week, on a computer 3D modeling. I still enjoy that kind of work, but not enough to enjoy spending that much time on it. My next internship was more manufacturing process focused, a bit more hands-on, designing workflows instead of individual objects. And I found I liked this more. The internship after that was a sort of fusion between design and manufacturing, which I also liked. I would have returned to this job, but they canceled the internship program, so I was forced to find another option. During those first 3 years of college, I started to develop an interest in project management, and I saw an opportunity in the construction industry as having an engineering degree fast-tracked you into a project management position. My final internship felt like a bit of a risk going into it. It was a completely different type of work and also involved relocating based on the project site, which could be anywhere in the country. It also turned out to be a very challenging job that required far more hours than your typical work week. But I found I really enjoyed the type of work and experience it gave me. This solidified my passion for project management, ultimately a very different path from the design engineering position I assumed I would enter after college. Since then, I've had my eyes opened to whole other worlds of possibility in terms of career. And while I have a long way to go, exposing myself to as many different businesses and people as possible has helped me greatly trying to figure out what kind of life would actually give me a sense of fulfillment. Honestly, something I've struggled with over the last 5 years. It took a lot of work and trying new things for me to build clarity in my career. Another great example for today's topic is dating. Another intimidating aspect of life with frankly pretty high stakes attached to it. There are serious emotional and other life impacts that this part of life can have. It would be great to just find the perfect person right away, but chances are pretty small for that. And I would also argue it takes a long time to know who the perfect person would even be. We're constantly growing and changing as people. The more we learn and experience, the more clarity we build in terms of values and goals in life. By your mid-20s, you might be a completely different person than you were in high school. And with that, the type of person that would be a good partner for you changed as well. We can build a pretty good idea of what we want in a partner simply through internal reflection, doing an inventory of our personal values, goals, and desires. This can paint a lot of the picture, but there will still be holes in the picture that will stay blank until you have the experience to fill them with. I guess what I'm getting at here is that you don't know what you don't know. Throughout my dating experiences, I've learned a lot about what I'm truly looking for in a partner. I've had bad experiences. Like any relationship, they start off in a good place, but again, you don't know what you don't know, and eventually the bad parts start to emerge. Characteristics in people that you wouldn't know to look for without having experienced before. I've also had good experiences that helped me build clarity on what I should be looking for. Even in times there wasn't a romantic relationship, but I still found good things that made me pause and realize that's a character trait I want my future romantic partner to have. Again, things I wouldn't have realized without experience. You have to put yourself out there, meet lots of people, go on dates, and accept the fact that most dating opportunities won't work out. And that's okay. The goal is to get one step closer each time building clarity. And as you build more clarity, it becomes easier to spot potential matches as well as avoid the ones that wouldn't work out, reducing some of the stress and potential heartache. I could keep rambling on about this subject as it applies to basically every facet of life, but also parallels with many past topics I've covered in this podcast, so I'll leave it here. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. If you find yourself feeling lost or just not sure which direction to move in life, that might be a sign. A sign that your new focus should simply be to try new things, to gain experience. I know that can sound very intimidating. Being a very critical thinker, I don't like taking action without a clear plan, but I promise you'll thank yourself in the end and grow as a person so much faster by putting yourself out there and experiencing those unknowns. That wraps up today's episode. What kind of new experiences have you had lately? If you can't think of one, hey, that might be a sign. And if you found value in this episode, please take 30 seconds and give it a share. If you want to support the podcast as well as yourself, check out my affiliate links in the description. You can find my favorite Cage supplements and get 15% off with the code SHADY15, as well as my favorite adventure gear from Kettle Mountain with their lifetime repair guarantee. Check it out now to get 15% off of your first order. And if you ever want to reach out, hit me up on Instagram at endurancebeast. I thank you for listening today, and as always, I look forward to sharing the next episode.